I'm Ted Keys in Pasadena, California. Welcome to my Tuesday conference call, a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents. Go to tedkeysonline.com for complete call information. Then join us weekly to see new, serious, struggling, and experienced sales professionals move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. So watch my recorded call topic highlighted there on your screen right now. Then go to tedkeysonline.com and hear more podcasts, read more blog posts, watch more videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. Enjoy watching and applying my Tuesday conference call. Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call. I'm Ted Keys, your top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. This is a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top producing freight agents at 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Eastern time. On the call today, I will show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call today, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store, you'll see a host of products available there for purchase. First product you'll see is my flagship product. That is my Freight Sales Success Guide, typically for beginner and struggling freight agents. However, I do offer this for free when you join our top-notch, top-producing freight sales office. Second product you'll see available there is my Freight Sales Success Quotes. These quotes are directed or related right to the industry. Read them daily. They will assist you in motivating you and getting you on the phone to connect with the freight marketplace. Third product you'll see available there is my Freight Sales Success Skills. You will see, if you haven't been in the freight, if you've not been in this this profession long, that it requires an infinite amount of skills. My skills will give you the ability to overcome a lot of the obstacles and give you that direct way into doing things correctly in this profession. Last product you'll see there, or my fourth product, is my Freight Sales Success Training. This is a 17 video course that will take you from knowing little or nothing about the industry to covering your first load and beyond. Again, all these products are available today at my Freight Sales Success Store at tedkeysonline.com. And while you're there taking in all this free information, go to the contact page. Just click on the contact link. That'll take you to my contact page and enter your contact details. What that will do is it will give you your weekly email invite to this and every call. Along with that, you're going to receive the attachments. You'll receive the attachments that I go over on each and every call. And as a freebie, just by doing that, you'll receive my free report, 11 Ways Freight Agents Will Increase Their Income. This report has been downloaded thousands of times before already. And if you have any questions today, any questions involving the call, the topic, anything I said, or more importantly, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's training topic is traits of successful freight sales agents. Traits of successful freight sales agents. For those of you that are on my contact list and you received an email invite to this call, which you will this call and every call, go ahead and scroll down to any one of those invites that I sent you today. I did send out quite a few. However, scroll down to the attachments. This is what we will be going over today. Again, my topic today is traits of successful freight sales agents. Just go ahead and open up that first attachment. One thing that you will see as you become more and more successful in this profession is that you have to develop certain traits and certain habits that allow you to gain the success that you're seeking. These are, now there are a number of traits that you have to develop to be successful, but these are the common traits that you have to develop right away to be a success in this profession. Let's go ahead and talk about, now I'm going to go over 7 traits. Again, 7 traits, your 7 common traits of successful freight sales agents. So go ahead and open up that first attachment and just follow along as I go along and go over all of these attachments today. So do you ever wonder why, again, do you ever wonder why some individuals actually succeed and really blow their business up as a freight sales agent, where unfortunately most others don't? I will say this, there is a much lower proportion of successful individuals in this profession that are not. One of the main reasons why is that the ones that are not successful, they don't take action, they don't get on the phone, they don't develop these common traits that are required to be a success in this profession. Do you think it's because there are certain peculiar traits that a successful freight sales agent must have in order to succeed? Well, you are right. And this actually puts, and to actually put these traits to work, while most unsuccessful freight sales agents don't. After all, no one is truly successful without knowing how to get the best from other people, and especially from themselves. I can't express how important it is that you take these 7 traits. Again, there are many more than this, but take these 7 traits, take them to heart, and really focus on them and develop them. So in the end, you can be an analytical, data-driven, steely-eyed freight sales agent all you like, but business is ultimately about people, not only about people, but the relations that we build with our freight prospects and our customers. And when people, prospects, and customers are involved, so are our emotions. Yes, business involves emotions too, and not only yours, but also all the freight sales prospects that you will interact with as well, along with the freight customers that whose business that you earn as well. So here are the 7. So what are the traits? So what are these 7 traits of successful freight sales agents? Well, the first trait that you have to develop, or the first trait that you will see in successful freight sales agents, and that is successful freight sales agents are not hesitant and they're not shy. As you can see, as I gave my introduction today, I'm not hesitant about what I say. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not shy about what I say. I ask the important questions, all right? And that's what you have to do when you get on the phone with your marketplace, with your prospects and your customers. Now, a successful freight sales agent, as I said earlier, asks the unasked questions that typically freight agents won't ask. You can't be hesitant or shy when you ask these questions either. You see, behind one question can be many other hidden questions. People often ask a different question than the one they really want you to answer. So what do you do in the end? You must not only ask the unasked questions, you've got to be an attentive listener when your prospect actually responds to the question that you ask. So trait number one is successful freight sales agents. They're not hesitant and they're not shy in the questions that they ask. Trait number two, successful freight sales agents, they don't wait, meaning they don't procrastinate. They don't wait for the phone to crawl up to their ear and their mouth. They actually pick it up and they make the calls. You see, successful freight sales agents, they don't wait to be discovered. And really, that's what you're doing as you make contact and you build your contact list in our profession. They don't wait for someone to come and assist them, all right? They don't wait for everything to be just right. That's the only way to succeed. They don't wait to move forward daily. They just go ahead and do it. A lot of times I'll get these responses, hey, I can't get past the gatekeeper. Well, If you can't get past the gatekeeper, then pick up the phone and continue calling. Because you know what? The gatekeeper knows who's successful and who's not. They can basically tell who they're talking to. Well, when you're building that foundation, when you're building up that prospect list, your contact list, you can't wait. You gotta keep getting on the phone and connecting with the marketplace where you do connect with somebody and they actually give you the ability, or they give you the opportunity to quote them a lane, to quote them a rate, just to get them a rate and not move a load. So the second trait number 2 is successful freight sales agents. They don't sit around and they wait, meaning they don't wait to be discovered. You've got to do the discovering by getting on the phone and making contact with the marketplace. Trait number 3 of successful freight sales agents is successful freight sales agents. They appreciate the little things. They appreciate the little things. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, everybody that desires to be successful typically has the desire to be big as well. And that is to be a successful and renowned business person. However, while fulfilling the bigger goals of life, they forget to appreciate the little things that they've accomplished. Instead of grumbling about what you haven't achieved, take a moment and think about all that you've done, all that you've been blessed with, and to be grateful, guys. If you haven't done much to this point, then what do? Get to work. Why? Because everything that you achieve is out there for you to obtain. It's all yours. Appreciate your growth process as you move along in the profession as well. So the third common trait of successful freight sales agents is successful freight sales agents. They appreciate the little things that they've done along the way, the little successes, the little failures, but definitely the little successes, because I will tell you this, in this profession, as you start and you get going, you're going to witness a whole lot more failures than you will successes. However, over time, as you gain those little successes become big successes, and those big failures that you make over time become smaller failures and less failures. When we start off, it's big failures, little successes. As we go along, it becomes even. Middle failures, middle successes. You keep going on, you keep getting better. Big successes, small failures. So appreciate the little things, guys. The fourth trait that you will witness becoming a successful freight sales agent is successful freight sales agents, they tolerate taking risks. One more time, they tolerate taking risks. This classic trait, again, this is a trait. It's a definite, this classic trait is a definition of risk taking, and that is tolerating taking risks. That's the ability to withstand the fear of uncertainty and potential failure and to continue to move forward. Successful freight sales agents see the ability also to control fear as the most important trait of all. Again, the most important trait of all is the ability to control your fear, because when you start off in this profession, starting off early on, like I said, you're going to make those mistakes. Mistakes, unfortunately, come with a large fear factor. That's why you make the mistakes. You're fearful because you're doing something that you haven't done before. So, successful freight sales agents, they see the ability to control fear as the most important trait of them all. And let me just give you some examples. There's fear of humiliation. You will be humiliated, okay? There's fear of missing your payroll if you have assistants. There's fear of running out of cash. There's fear of bankruptcy. I will say this. Most of these fears that you face starting off are undocumented. The reason why you face fear is because your mind, which is not familiar with this type of profession, is telling you, what are you doing? You're not going to be any good at this. But when you keep getting better and better at this, your successes overcome any objections or any fears that you have in your mind. So, the fear list, I will say this, it goes on and on and on. However, successful freight sales agents, as I said earlier, they tolerate taking these risks. Trait number 5, moving on, trait number 5, and again, trait number 4 with successful freight sales agents, they tolerate taking risks. That's trait number 4. Trait number 5 is successful freight sales agents have passion in what they do. They have passion in what they do. It's commonly assumed that successful freight sales agents are driven by money. Well, that's a false assumption. But most will tell you that they're fueled by a passion for their freight service, by the opportunity to solve a problem. And believe me, that is what we do all day. We solve problems. We solve our prospects and our customers' challenges, guys. And what does that do? It makes life easier, it makes life better, it makes life cheaper for not only ourselves, but also our prospects and our customers. So, trait number 5 is successful freight sales agents have passion. They have a passion about what they do. And again, that passion is typically about servicing their customers and their prospects. Trait number 6, about successful freight sales agents. Successful freight sales agents have self-confidence. Now, is this developed right away? No. This is just like anything else. Just like anything else. Think back to when you were in high school and you went out for that sports team that in a sport that you weren't familiar with. Did you have confidence doing that? High probability is that you did not. So, self-confidence is built over time. It's a key entrepreneurial trait. It must be obtained in this profession as well. You have to be crazy sure your service of moving freight is something the world requires. Again, which it is, and that you can deliver it and you can deliver it to overcome any naysayers, because believe me, you will have naysayers. Typically, naysayers are family members, they're friends, but the biggest naysayer that you will have, the biggest one is yourself telling you, your subconscious mind telling you that you are unable to do this. And believe me, these naysayers, the ride with the majority has yet to validate, and that is your validation. Your validation, as you do this over time, you'll become better and better and better again, but you got to take the action. You got to pick up the phone, you got to make contact with the marketplace. And as I say, time after time after time, remember, nobody is going to reach through that phone and grab you or choke you or anything like that. So trait number 6 is successful freight sales agents. They have, or first of all, they develop, and then they have self-confidence. Trait number 7. Trait number 7 is successful freight sales agents. They enjoy being themselves. Trait number 7 is successful freight sales agents enjoy being themselves. Can you tell that I'm enjoying myself on this conference call right now? Believe me, when I first started doing these, I did not enjoy it. Why? Because I had my own self, my subconscious telling me that I could not do this. But once you develop these skills, developing self-confidence, developing the traits, you enjoy being yourself after a while, because you see the fruits of your successes. But let's face it, you can't be everybody's best friend, and that's okay. You're going to find out real quick that you can't be everybody's best friend, because you're going to deal with a lot of prospects, you're going to deal with a lot of customers, you're going to deal with a lot of drivers, you're going to deal with a lot of dispatchers. There's no way possible that you can be everybody's best friend. What do? You be yourself. You don't go out of your way to please people who don't appreciate your best efforts. If folks aren't appreciating your efforts, hey, then don't stick around and attempt to develop a friendship. Don't worry about what the other people think of you. Be yourself. That's the best friend that you can do for yourself. So, real quickly, guys, 7 traits of successful freight sales agent. Trait number 1. Successful freight sales agents, they're not hesitant or shy. Trait number 2, they don't wait, they don't procrastinate in taking action, they go ahead and do it. Trait number 3, successful freight sales agents, they appreciate the little things. Trait number 4, successful freight sales agents, they tolerate taking risks. Trait number 5, successful freight sales agents, they have tremendous passion for their profession. Trait number 6, is successful freight sales agents, they have over time, not initially, but over time, they have a tremendous amount of self-confidence. Why? Because they actually do what's required to be successful. They witness the successes along the way. They think about it. They analyze it. They get better and better and better. And trait number seven is successful freight sales agents. They enjoy being themselves. Again, 7 traits of successful freight sales agents. Go over this document again and again and again. Read it over and over again and start applying these. These are common traits. They are required to be successful in our profession. Let's go ahead and move on to attachment number 2, and we're going to go over several of our Remember series, which are basically motivations that I give you, provided you take them and that you apply them. So go ahead and open attachment number 2. Attachment number 2 reads, and again, this typically applies with you connecting with the marketplace, connecting with your prospects and customers. Hey, it can even be dispatchers and drivers. But attachment number 2 reads, just bear with me, folks. Attachment number 2 reads, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, this one is so important. If you provide average service, you will never be referred. The easiest form of new customer that you can gain is by somebody referring somebody else to you, and that's really what we desire. Not only that, but we can refer ourselves to other people as well, because we get better and better at this. But again, if you're only providing average service, sub-average service, substandard service, there is no way possible that anybody will refer you. So remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers and you're getting better and better at this profession, that if you provide average service, you won't be referred. It's that simple. It's that simple. Let's move on to attachment number 3, guys, of our motivation series here, and that is, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, when you're calling them, when you're communicating with them, and that is, if your customer isn't thinking about you first, then you're going to be last. If your customer, if your prospect is not thinking about you first, you're going to be last. It's that simple, because when they think about you first, when they have a load to move and they think about Ted, or they think about Maria, or they think about the person that moves their loads the most, everybody else, second, third, fourth, fifth, is basically on the downside of their success list. So if your customer isn't thinking about you first, then you're going to be last. You're basically fighting for the scraps. What is your goal here? Your goal here is to have all your prospects, all your customers think about you first. One more time, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, if your customer isn't thinking about you first, then you're going to be last. Excuse me about that, folks. Let's go ahead and move on to attachment number 4. Attachment number 4 reads, remember, again, when you're calling your prospects and customers, and that is, decide what you want. What is it that you want? What is it you desire from this profession? Well, I'm telling you right now, decide right now. Then, after you decide, set your goals. Work toward those goals, and then never, ever, ever lower your target. Because I'll tell you this, if you had the ability to decide what you want, if you actually wrote those down, that means that you have the ability to accomplish it. As you're setting your goals, all right, don't ever lower your target. I can't stress how important that is, because after all, why would you want to lower your target? You have a desire to do this. Why would you lower your desire to do that? So one more time, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, remember when you're quoting freight rates, remember when you're covering loads, getting them in motion, decide what you want, then never, ever, ever lower your target. This all goes hand in hand with traits of successful freight sales agents. Let's move on to attachment number 5. Attachment number 5, again, remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, Consider it unethical to not live up to your full potential. Consider it unethical, that like you're going against your ethics, the ethics that have been instilled in you. Consider it unethical to not live up to your full potential. And unfortunately, most individuals that come into this profession, they don't live up to their full potential. Why? Because they quit too early. They don't do what's required to be successful, and that's unethical. So consider it unethical. You're going against everything that you've been taught to work hard, okay, to pick up the phone, to connect with the marketplace. Consider it unethical when you don't live up to your full potential, because I know that everybody on this call right now has the potential to be successful. All of you have that potential. The question is, will you do what's required to be successful? And if you're not successful, then consider that unethical. Moving on, guys, attachment number 6. Attachment number 6 reads, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers to be a powerhouse. Not only be successful in this profession, but be a powerhouse. Be a powerhouse in this profession where your market, where the freight industry market, where they know your name and it's synonymous with what you do. Okay? Be a powerhouse in your market, in the freight sales market, where your name is synonymous with what you do. You want to get so good at this that, again, going back to referrals, where you're so good that people, your name, your buzzwords, your buzz is out there in the marketplace. You're so good, okay, that people are referring each other left and right to you. Now, does that happen right away? No. Does it happen within a year? No. Does it happen within a couple years? Hey, it's all up to you. My point is this: be a powerhouse in the freight sales industry where your name is synonymous with what you do. That is one of the goals that you must have. And here's the thing, as I said earlier in one of my attachments, don't lower your goals. Don't lower your goals. Let's move on to attachment number 7 there. Again, free attachment number 7 that I provide with everyone that's on my contact list. Remember when you're calling your prospects and customers to become the celebrity in your freight sales space. That just goes hand in hand with what I just said in becoming a powerhouse. Become the celebrity in your freight sales space. Hold on here, folks. You want to get so good that you're considered to be the celebrity in your freight sales space. Just like me, I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but I continue to work, continue to hone my skills so I can actually teach you how to be successful over the phone or through video or through a blog post or through a podcast. Your goal is to become the celebrity in your freight sales space. And as I said earlier, do not give up. Do not lower your targets. Do not lower your standards. Great topic today, traits of successful freight sales agents. Make sure you develop these traits because they are required to be successful in this profession. In concluding my call today and wrapping up my whole call today, I'll say it again, do you want to receive the email notices and the attachments, again, and the attachments that I go over on this and every call? What do? Go to my website, tedkeysonline.com/contacts, and enter your contact details. Once you do that, you will receive your weekly email invite to this and every call. If you have any questions about the call today, or more specifically, as I said earlier, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? When you do, this is the type of training you'll get when you do. I've got blogs, I've got podcasts, I've got systemized training for you to work through, for you to take and use it to your advantage. If you're ready, when you're ready, give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic today. Again, traits of successful freight sales agents. As I said earlier, develop these traits. You won't regret it. They are required to be successful in this profession. Take care. God bless. I'll see you all again next Tuesday on my Tuesday conference call. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you next week. You've just taken a tremendous step forward by watching and applying my Tuesday conference call highlight. Do you desire to earn and learn with our top freight team and Christian-based office? Yes? We're searching for a self-starter who's serious, motivated, and ready to take action right now. Is that you? Go to tedkeysonline.com/contacts and enter your contact details. We provide top-notch freight agent sales training to you. Then you deliver those same skills with confidence to the freight industry marketplace. I'll talk to you soon.